means of eternal love for them to be uprooted by human haste. Listen carefully to what I'm about to reveal to you. When God places someone in your heart, He also places you in that person's heart. It's not a one-way street. It's not just you feeling this inexplicable connection. On the other side, there's someone who wakes up thinking about you, someone who prays for you without even understanding why, someone whose spirit recognizes yours even from a distance. But why so much delay and silence? You ask me. Let me explain something about God's timing. He doesn't just look at today. He sees the entire journey. He knows exactly which wound still needs to be healed in you, which fear still needs to be overcome in the other person, which lesson still needs to be learned by both before you can meet as two whole people, not as two desperate halves seeking completion. Do you know what the difference is between the love God has reserved for you and those shallow relationships we see out there? Superficial love comes from lack, from loneliness, from desperation. But the love God is preparing is born from abundance, from inner peace, from divine purpose. While the world offers liquid relationships that dissolve at the first difficulty, God is building for you a love solid as rock, deep as ocean, eternal as His own nature. This is the clarity you needed today. Stop doubting what your spirit already knows. Stop letting anxiety steal the peace God placed in your heart. Stop allowing the voices of the world to muffle the gentle and quiet voice of the Holy Spirit. Maybe you're thinking, but what if I'm deceiving myself? What if it's just a fantasy in my head? Let me ask you a question. When you think of this person, do you feel peace or agitation? When you pray about them, what happens to your heart? If the answer is peace, if it's that feeling of home, if it's like everything finally makes sense, my friend, that is God's signature. God doesn't speak through confusion. He doesn't whisper amid chaos. He speaks in the quietness of your spirit, in the silent certainty that doesn't need external proof to exist. When it's from Him, you know. When it comes from heaven, your heart recognizes it even when your mind doesn't understand. I know you're tired of waiting. I know that sometimes you look around and see other people getting married, getting into relationships, moving forward, and you wonder, what about me, Lord? When will it be my turn? But what you don't see is that God isn't late in your life. He's exactly on time. Every day of waiting is a day of preparation. Every night of solitude is a night when God whispers to your heart, I have something better reserved for you. Maybe you're 30, 40, 50 years old, and you feel like you've missed the time for love. Maybe you look in the mirror and think, I would want someone like me at this point. But God doesn't look at your age. He looks at your soul. He doesn't see your wrinkles. He sees your wisdom. He doesn't see your past mistakes. He contemplates your heart, ready to love truly, without haste, without desperation, with the maturity that only comes from someone who already knows the difference between passion and true love. Here's the answer your heart was seeking. God doesn't waste any tear you've shed. Every relationship that didn't work out was a school preparing you to recognize the right one. Every disappointment was God sculpting your heart, removing everything that wasn't pure gold, so that when true love arrived, you would know exactly what you have in your hands. You know what else? The person God has for you also went through this school. They also cried, also questioned, also wondered if they would ever find someone who would truly love them. And now, at this very moment, God is moving behind the scenes, aligning heart with heart, spirit with spirit, purpose with purpose. Do you want to know how it will be when it finally happens? It won't be like in the movies. It won't be overwhelming passion that keeps you awake. It will be peace. It will be like coming home after a long journey. It will be looking into this person's eyes and thinking, so it was you my heart was looking for. It won't be perfect because you're human, but it will be purposeful. It won't be without conflicts, because proof comes through iron, sharpening iron, but it will be committed. It won't be without When God brings two people together, it's not just for them to be happy, it's for them to be useful. It's so that together they do more for the kingdom than they would separately. It's so that the love between you becomes a reflection of divine love here on earth, a light amid darkness, a hope for those who haven't found it yet. Receive this certainty now. Stop trying to force doors that God hasn't opened yet. Stop creating strategies to make happen what can only happen in His timing. Stop despairing, thinking that if you don't act now, you'll lose forever. What is from God for you, no one can steal. What was written in the heavenly regions before the foundation of the world cannot be erased by human haste. What was decided in eternity cannot be altered by temporal anxiety. So take a deep breath, calm your heart, place your hands on your chest, and feel your breathing. Now listen, God is saying you can rest. You can stop carrying this weight alone. You can surrender this situation completely into His hands. But how will I know when it's time? You ask. You will know. When God moves, you will feel it. When it's His time, things will begin to fall into place supernaturally. Doors that were closed will open. Hearts that were distant will draw near. And that peace you feel when you pray about this person will transform into divine action. It won't be you running after them. It won't be you begging for attention. It won't be you trying to convince someone to love you. When God moves, it will be like rivers in the desert, like rain on dry land, like light breaking through darkness. It will be natural. It will be organic. It will be undoubtedly divine. As I listen to my own heart beating faster in this moment, I feel I need to share something that completely changed my understanding about this waiting you're experiencing. For years, I also wondered why God allowed this delay, why the wounds from the past still hurt, why I couldn't feel truly ready for the love I so desired. That's when I discovered that this preparation has deep layers I never imagined. I prepared a special gift called How to Attract a Complete Guide on how to heal those emotional wounds that still bleed in silence, how to develop the self-love that becomes the solid foundation to receive divine love, and how to truly align with God's plan for your love life. This material is in the first pinned comment. God has already shown you this person, and